on this episode of Livin the Dream. Join Captain Jimmy and Luiza for this final part of the two-part series on 12 Mile Bank.
Ah! Woo! What a fish! Woo! Oh my gosh! There he goes!
In part one, it was fish after fish from sunup till midday, and the crew didn't catch a break. This time, it's the same kind of action, just midday till sundown.
There it is! Fish on!
This is Livin the Dream with Captain Jimmy Nelson, presented by Salt Life.
Woo!
Live salty.
Good fish. And that's what she was fighting all that time. Man, what a fish. Wow. Doesn't get any better than Baja. Yeah, boy! That's a kingfish right there. Woo!
Last week on 12 Mile Bank Part 1, we left Jimmy as a school of dolphin moved in. Jimmy hooked onto a jumpy bull on the Tsunami Shield reel with a popper, and even though he lost him, the team still managed to land a double.
Oh, there it is, got it! Oh, yeah, what a hit. There's another one with him. Woohoo! Look at that! Way to bring, oh, there he goes. What a jump at the end. He just threw it out. That's what he hit right there. Turning into a heck of a day out here. And then Luiza hooked into another dolphin on the chunk bait.
Oh my gosh, it's a nice dolphin. He's gonna jump, he's gonna jump. All right. He's not done yet. Beautiful fish. I love catching dolphin. Acrobatic, awesome to eat, and they're gorgeous. There it is.
Let's go.
Yeah. Woohoo!
And this time Luiza hooked into a pretty good sized gaff. And there's Luiza's dolphin that we just gaffed and pulled in the boat.
Beautiful
what a
fish.
bull, huh?
Nice fish.
All right.
Gave us a couple of jumps too. That was really nice.
Heck yeah. He was tearing it up. Big one.
Nice.
Well done. Got a whole C&H bag full of fish today.
Yeah.
Right after Luiza threw that dolphin in the fish bag, Nick hooked into a tuna right behind her. There it is. All right, Nick, you're up. Hey. You've been putting us on them all day. It's your turn. He's been doing a good job, man. Keeping these lines going, keeping the boat in position, just working it for us. Now he gets to have a little bit of fun. And then Cam doubled up Nick with another tuna. All right, that's what I'm talking about, doubled up. Woo! Shoo, he's got plenty of fire in him still. We'll make sure we get a good shot. I'm a patient guy here. Look at this, guys. These fish were very deceptive. I thought they were bigger. Fish was giving him a hard time. I thought it was much bigger. Look how big this guy is here. I'll tell you what, man, tuna are these. Nicholas got the big one. Tuna are the strongest fish, pound for pound. And that little guy right there will put up a heck of a fight. If you've ever fought a tuna, you know what I'm talking about. Golly, man, these fish fight hard, don't they? How you feeling? Get a little back workout in, some forearms, yeah? Man, he is just going crazy, huh? There we go. Ah, woo! And I tell you something else. These J hooks have been hooking him in the corner of the mouth all day. But you know what? And one of the reasons I love the J hooks over the circle hooks, if you look where that hook is hooked right now, it's right in the top of the lip. If we had to, and see how easy it is when you take the slack out, it fell right out. If we had to wait for that hook to get down in his belly and slide out to the corner of his mouth, there's a good chance it'll cut through that leader. That's why J hooks are a great option, especially for fish that you're gonna take home, because they hook the fish, and that's what you wanna do. The goal is to make that thing go in it and I'm getting bloody here. There's another look at Nick's big yellowfin tuna. You excited about that, Nick, or is this just another day in Cayman for you?
Another day in Cayman.
All right.
Livin the Dream with Captain Jimmy Nelson is made possible by Salt Life. Live salty. Engel Coolers, the original high-performance cooler. Sea Deck. Your boat deserves Sea Deck. ACR Electronics, the science of survival. And by American Fishing Wire.
Something we did today in the Cayman Islands is something that I've done several times with my buddy Eric, and I love it every time we do it, and that's feeding the stingrays at Stingray City.
We're here at Stingray City. We're about to go swimming with stingrays. It's a very popular and fun activity to do with the whole family or just friends when you're here in Cayman, and we're about to go in and feed the stingrays. Last year I saw the stingray named Wednesday. They all have names here, and it looks like she's back, so I'm glad to be reunited with her. They come right up to you too. They're super friendly.
All right, the trick to get these stingrays around your boat and to keep them around your boat instead of all the other dive boats that are out here, bring a little treat for them. So we got some sprats. This is a local bait here on the island. They love these things. So he has some in the water, but I'm gonna go ahead and grab a handful now. Sneak my way down in there with Luiza and Eric. As you can see, Luiza already has one in her hands, but we're gonna go ahead and get a few more next to us, keep them by us. If we don't feed them, they're gonna leave because they're looking for food. Some of the other boats also bring bait, but some of them don't. And you know, they'll bring groups of tourists over and things, and they're just kind of wading around the water, seeing the stingrays. But if you do show up with bait or go with a guy who does bring stuff to feed the stingrays will stay right where you're at and hang out around your boat. So we were just kind of wading around, feeding the stingrays, and they're all over us. And if you know how to handle them right, you can kind of scoop them up, flare your elbows out, and the stingrays will just sit there and rest on your arms as long as you don't lift them too far out of the water. And sometimes they're kind of just eating their way up your chest, trying to find out if there's any food there or anything that you brought with you to feed them.
Now let's go swim with them.
We decided to go ahead and take our hat and sunglasses off and put our masks on and swim around in the water and just kind of check out what's going on under the water. We got the bright idea to bring a Papa's Pilar bottle in the water and just kind of tease them to see how they would react to it, to see if they thought it was food or what it was. So we stuck that Papa's Pilar bottle down there in the sand and watched the stingrays kind of play around it. And again, every time I go to the Cayman Islands when I do the Stingray City, I make sure that I call up Captain Eric with Reef Runner Water Sports because he, in my opinion, is the best person to go out there with. He only allows up to 6 people to go with him, which is very nice. He keeps it very personal.
Awesome dive.
Looks like we got one more.
How's it feel?
Pretty good. Pretty good fight.
All right. Oh, you were making short work of that
You
one.
guys are not the only ones catching tuna.
Oh no, you've been tearing it up all day. Well done. This little guy's getting feisty.
Oh yeah, those little ones are always feisty. And he heard me. He splashed me right now. Awesome. Great shot.
All right, and another one. Almost too easy. Let's get the line out there and get a bigger one, girl.
Let's do it.
We literally didn't have a chance to sit down today. I mean, we were catching tuna after dolphin after tuna after dolphin. Oh, I was gonna cast it somewhere else and he got it. Cameron. I could probably use a gaff here. There. There you go. Good shot. Good job, man. There's another dolphin on the hydro popper. Luiza had one hooked up right behind me and it shook the hook. This is the smallest dolphin of the day so far, but still a lot of fun to watch it at top water. Love catching them on poppers. Look at that thing, man. Popper looks just like him. There he goes. We just transferred all of our fish to the front. We caught a couple more, but they're in the front floor cooler now. We filled the C&H bag up earlier, so we're just using it for overflow now. Stick them in here and then we'll just transfer them to the floor cooler in a little bit. Let's hope that school comes back. There were some nice ones in it. Get her done.
Livin the Dream with Captain Jimmy Nelson is made possible by C&H Lures. Be a winner with C&H Lures. Plantation on Crystal River, the place to stay and play along Florida's nature coast. Yozuri, fish the best. Cayman Islands Angling Club, come experience sport fishing in paradise. And by Tsunami, awesome tackle. Pedro St. James Castle, the oldest structure in the Cayman Islands that still stands today, is located on the southern shore of Grand Cayman. Thought to be the birthplace of Caymanian democracy, it acted as a meeting place for locals, and in 1835 housed the first vote for elected officials chosen by the people. Just 4 years later, and the Slavery Abolition Act was read from the stone archway of the building, which stands today. Since then, Pedro Castle has seen over $6 million in renovations. As a popular venue for weddings, social events, and tourists, the castle boasts its own theater, cafe, exhibits, and gift shops, and makes for a perfect stop along your way to the marina. Back on 12 Mile Bank, the sun is making its way down, but the fish are still coming in. It's the reason that Jimmy and Luiza recommend booking your Cayman offshore charter with commercial fisherman Cameron of Island Life Water Sports and Nick of Who's Your Daddy Fishing. This duo knows the Cayman banks like the fish they pull from them, and their livelihood depends on it.
The dolphin and tuna bite was just crazy that day. It was so good. And now keep in mind, you can catch dolphin, tuna, wahoo, marlin, all of those fish year-round in the Cayman Islands. Look at the fish charts and see what you can do. But it doesn't matter what time of year you come to the Cayman Islands, you're able to catch good fish year-round. That one's all you, Nick. One way to get him in. It's the easiest way on those little guys. And then Cameron and I got a pretty strange double. We doubled up on a triggerfish and a rainbow runner. But both were good fish, so we kept them. Looks like we're going through the sunset, guys. Hold on, I'm gonna spin it. Oh, you got it. Good job. Perfect. I was gonna bring it around for her again and she just knocked it right. It's a little harder to get than a tuna, that's for sure. Good job, Luiza. You ran out of your gaff shot there. This was Luiza's fish. After that double, we motored back up to the front of the bank and started our drift again. For those of you who like to fish tournaments, the Cayman Islands is an amazing place to do that. They have tournaments every month, sometimes every week, certain times a year. And of course, a lot of you may know about the Cayman Islands International Fishing Tournament, which is the biggest tournament that they have here, a very big dollar tournament. People come from all over the world to fish it. They do have marlin, wahoo, dolphin, and tuna all in that tournament. But if you can't make it for that one, keep in mind, they have other tournaments that are constantly popping up and that are available for you to fish in.
For more information on Cayman tournaments and fishing, visit www.fishcayman.com.
and right after we started that drift, I hooked into another fish. There it is, fish on, yeah! Oh my gosh! All right guys, hooked up to another tuna, 2 tunas, doubled up with Nick, and we're hooked up, just like we've been hooked up all day. It's unreal. And there's a lot of line out on this one. This one was way back there. And this fish was probably about the same size as the others. And when you fight a lot of fish, you can usually tell if they're gonna be the same size as the ones you were just catching, especially when you're catching several in the same day. They did all start to feel about the same size because they were pulling hard. You know what, I'm out of words right now. Said about everything there is to say about these doggone yellowfin tuna today. Aggressive, hungry fish. And I had 6 miles of line out on this one. We're getting real close. I can see them now. All right. All right, Cam. Good job. Look at this. Cookie cutter. You just keep coming in. There's no stopping it. All day long. Yellowfin tuna action. Gosh, I love this place.
On top of world-class fishing, family-friendly attractions, first-rate shopping, and fantastic eateries, the Cayman Islands offer all sorts of dives, shallow to deep, and Captain Eric of Reef Runner Water Sports knows them all. After a swim with the stingrays, he decides to take Jimmy and Luiza to a shallow reef just a short boat ride from Stingray City.
So after we finished up at Stingray City, we decided to go to a shallow reef that was only about a 5, maybe 10-minute max boat ride from where we were, and it was a beautiful reef. Lots of coral, tons of sergeant major fish and yellowtail snappers, and some mutton snappers. And there was a couple black grouper there. Just a lot of variety of fish, so you get to see a lot of stuff right in that area. And that's the nice thing about being with Eric as well and not being on one of those larger boats, is that it's more personal and he can take you to a reef if you want to do that right afterwards. If you want to go do some fishing, he can do that as well. He's an excellent fisherman. So, I mean, if you did want to do Stingray City and then fishing, or even separate days, he can actually take you out to do both.
And now it's back to 12 Mile Bank, where it looks like the fishing action won't stop until the sun is set.
All right, well, we're still hooked up out here, guys. Just hooked into another tuna, and we've been fishing pretty much since sun up to almost sundown. It's about to drop right over my shoulder here. And we've been bringing them in all day long, non-stop action out here. 12 Mile Bank out of the Cayman Islands. And we're just chunking for them. That's all we're doing. Chopping up blackfins and rainbow runners and whatever else we just happen to bring in the boat. We have some sprats we brought with us. Just chumming for them, and they're staying behind the boat. Lots of dolphin today as well. I think we're gonna wrap it up here. This is about the end. I think we're good to go. We got a couple, got a little bit of a ride in. Oh, here we go. Got quite a few doubles today, a couple triples. These guys have been keeping us on the fish. We're using 80 wides here, 70 and 80s. This is actually a 70. And 80-pound Yozuri top knot leader is a leader we've been using all day. None of the fish have been shy on it. They've been hitting it no problem. Just a matter of putting the right bait in front of them. Good fish, man. Look at that rod bend. These guys will work these lines all day and all night. It's what they do for a living. They do run charters. They also do commercial fishing. So all this fish gets put to good use in some of the local restaurants. And of course their families and us. We're gonna enjoy it as well. Whew. It has been a non-stop workout all day long. You do not need the gym. You just need a plane ticket to Grand Cayman. He's right below the boat. Perfect. Good job, man. And, oh, that's gonna be the final fish of the day. Woo! We have caught so many doggone yellowfin tuna and dolphin today. I am exhausted. I'm exhausted, man. Been fighting these things all day long. Thanks for tuning in to another episode of Livin the Dream. We'll be back next week, same time, same place, for more big fish fighting action.
For more fishing and diving action, follow along on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and Twitter at Captain Jimmy Nelson. Livin the Dream with Captain Jimmy Nelson was brought to you by Salt Life. Live salty.